Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us at 7:34. And, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs are impressed with the – oh, wait a minute. Khalil is behind the board. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Also, if you want to voice your opinion and leave us a message by using the talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app, we will receive your message instantly. And if it's good enough, we will hear it on the air. All right, let's get into this conversation. There's some news that came out on the 40 acres yesterday that was very, very important. And I want you to hear from the man himself. He's the one, the only, Mookie Taft.
Of playing at the University of Texas.
Intercepted! Michael Taft, the Austin native.
These last 4 years have been so special to me.
What a moment for Michael Taft.
To play in the burnt orange was always a dream come true. But more than that, I dreamed of winning the national championship. The last 2 playoff appearances is a true testament to how much me and my teammates put into this and how much we poured into one another. But the job's not over and the mission's not finished. It's time to finish that mission. Longhorn Nation, let's run it back.
Hey.
Hook 'em.
It's intercepted.
It's Mookie Taft. All-American.
Mark, he's back.
Man, we needed this. I'm talking about some good news. Whoo! Hard. The central nervous system is what our boy Rod Babers always said. It stems from the safety to the middle linebackers to those defensive tackles and all of the assisting positions. Like, we needed that. We, as Longhorn Nation, this is the brains of the operation. He's seen it all. And now he'll be able to not have, to do it himself, but he's back. That's all that matters. We need that.
He is back, and there's been a lot of speculation about his future and what's next for him in his future. But all we know is that he decided that he was coming back on the 40 acres. He is when he said that he was a 5th generation Longhorn, that means they know nothing else. That means that's what it's all going to be. That's what it's always going to be. And the fact that he gets a chance to return to the 40 acres.
Way more important than the NFL.
Right. And 2, you look at what has happened throughout his career and where he is right now. This is a huge gift for the University of Texas, especially when you sit back and realize that they have a lot of guys that have decided to depart and head to the NFL. We talked a lot about those guys yesterday, the importance of a lot of those players that are going to get an opportunity now. Obviously, you look at Alfred Collins, and the one thing that we were talking about yesterday amongst some friends is, why is everybody saying they're declaring for the NFL draft? I mean, I know they want to have their moment and they want to be able to express themselves and have this little party set up. But I'm like, what do you mean declaring? Aren't you out of eligibility? Like, where else you gonna go? Where else you gonna go? But nonetheless, they're gonna get their chance to play at a very, very high level. Also, Mark, yesterday it was announced that Colin Simmons, your guy, the freak of nature, was named an All-American, a freshman All-American. That guy his future is so bright. He definitely needs to wear shades.
Oh my gosh. We talked about this from the first minute that football season started last season. I said, Harge, I saw a guy that I could not believe was a freshman.
Yeah.
245 at the time. He may weigh more than that now.
Oh, for sure.
He's got to weigh closer to 250. Like, and ran a 4.40. Like, where do they make those? I guess Dallas. We need to go shopping.
No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, just an amazing athlete, but more than anything, he plays with a certain passion. You know, we've only seen a few people that had that natural ability to do it, but to have the passion to go with it. Names like Ray Lewis, you know, they're just flying around reckless. You know, I'm glad that we have him.
So just for everybody to understand what is going on with the NFL draft and the players that have decided and elected to make a move to get into the NFL draft, Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, left tackle Kelvin Banks, right tackle Cam Williams, left guard Hayden Connor, center Jake Majors, tight end Gunnar Helm, Jaden Blue at running back, Bill Norton, Vernon. It has already been brought in. David Benda, Andrew Makuba, Gavin Holmes, Alfred Collins. Obviously, I believe he is going to be gone as well. I don't think his star is going to be any brighter at this time from the performance that he has shown this year. So it is a big time hole to fill when you start to look at it. And I know a lot of people are sitting there saying, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Quinn is supposed to make his announcement coming up here pretty soon. So you sit and you think, Mark, there's a lot of holes that need to be filled. Now, I think Texas has recruited well. I think they've got the development process in place. So I think it's going to be okay. But good googly moogly, those are a lot of players that had a lot of experience.
You're right. But that's why you have people that play behind those players. And all of those players that play behind are going to get their opportunity. When you get an opportunity, you don't want to lose it. So you want to really pour into yourself. And I feel like Texas has recruited well. And in my World's Strongest Tape, we're going to talk about it because they recruited well. They've done well in the portal. And there's more to be done.
Yeah, there's definitely more to be done because it's going to be interesting. This is going to be probably the most interesting offseason that we've had in college football in a while. With the transfer portal, the ability to move to and fro, it is something to be seen. In a side note, it looks like Malik Muhammad, the defensive back, is entering the transfer portal. Jonte Cook, who was at Texas, who transferred to Washington, has now decided to leave Washington. They have mutually decided to part ways with each other. So he's another kid that is going to be looking for another home. Former Texas Longhorn Troy O'Meary, who was with Arizona State, now he looks like he's going to UNLV. I mean, this is a true
free agent.
Yes, but it's not even a free agency because at least at a free agency, you got to wait a while before you can become a free agent. This is just straight up wild, wild west. I want to go where I want to go, and you can't stop me because nobody wants to go to court. And it is a crazy, crazy time in college athletics. It is a frustrating time for some, but it's an exciting time for a lot of them because, you know, you're the one that's being quote unquote recruited or enticed
right
at this particular moment. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We're just getting started here on the morning kickoff. Make sure you get over there and hit us up. Let us know what your thoughts are by using that text line. And, of course, when we come back, we're going to get back into the NFL. There's so much. We'll have Danny Davis in the third segment, and we'll continue these conversations all day long right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Our new and improved iHeartRadio app has made it even easier to enjoy the radio station's podcasts and playlists you love. How? Well, we've added everything you love about your car radio into the free iHeartRadio app. Easy-to-use presets. You can now save your favorite stations on the app, just like in your car. And with the all-new live radio dial, it's easier than ever to discover new stations you'll love based on your location or favorite genre. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Fresh Wreck FM 973 at Hog Eye Road. Also an accident reported at Texas 45 toll eastbound at US 183. Good news, accident did clear out 35 northbound at Wells Branch Parkway. Slow traffic back to Berrywood, about 2-minute delay. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Hey, I got a little secret for you. You need to get over there, DraftKings, and do Pick 6. That's right. You can get into the playoffs right now, but the time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. You can get better payouts in Pick 6. It's super easy to get started. Select 2 or more players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and so many more. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick 6 customers play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the promo code AM1300. That's AM1300 for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, EasyCater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at EasyCater.com.
50 years in the Lone Star State, a one-stop shop so you're never late. Price is so low that you want to know
which way to Specs.
Come on, let's go.
Specs Wine Spirits and Fine Foods. World-class service, that's all about you.
Shout Specs, it's how we do. A huge selection since 62. Shout Specs, low price amazing. Here's to you.
Shout.
Cheers to savings.
Ready to roll into the new year with a brand new ride? Skip the hassle and hidden fees with the other guys. Get a real deal at Steele, Hyundai, and Kyle. Like $7,000 off MSRP on all 2024 Palisades, Sonata Limiteds, and Santa Cruz Limiteds. Steele's unparalleled lineup of vehicles are backed by America's Best Warranty with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and owner's assurance. SteeleHyundaiKyle.com.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Nava with KView. Want to stay updated on the local stories that matter to you? Download KView Plus and get breaking news, weather updates, and newscasts on demand. Free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Start streaming today.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artist's radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Mike Harbaugh, world's strongest man in WWE. Hall of Famer, the Mark Henry, holding it down. And Mark, you know, this conversation is going to get really, really hectic here in just a little bit about these doggone Dallas Cowboys. Why is it, as Cowboy fans, why is it that we put ourselves through this every single year?
Because we won't stand up to Jerry Jones and the evil empire. The fan base won't do it. We have blind love.
Well, I can see right through this, brother. I'm not that blind. Here's the deal. As we talked about the other day, putting on our clown suits every single week. Here's what I think is the most important part. And we've talked about this numerous times. I think as Dallas Cowboy fans, there needs to be a strike, if you will.
Yes, I've been saying that. Now you with me.
I'm with you. Now, when I say the strike, I'm still going to watch. Okay? I'm just not purchasing anything else.
Money.
I'm not purchasing anything else after my 2 sweatshirts show up this week.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't buy tickets.
Nothing.
Don't buy merch. Like none of the streaming platforms that the Cowboys run, nothing. And it's all boycott Dallas Cowboys.
I'm nationally. I'm with you.
We got to call for it nationally.
Well, you got 5 million followers that I need you to put out there and say we are boycotting the Cowboys.
Done today.
And here's the ironic part about this. Jerry wants to be the showman. Jerry wants to be that guy that everybody is talking about. He's got radio shows. He's got all these different things that are going on. But the thing that really, really is driving me nuts is he has no mindset of ever winning the Super Bowl again. He can tell us all he wants. I'm all in. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to help this team get to the Super Bowl.
Show me.
It's never
I
going
know
to
I'm
happen.
not from Missouri, but show me.
It's never going to happen. And the reason why I say it's never going to happen is because Jerry doesn't care because we continue to show up. That's the only way. That's the only way that does not happen, where people just stop showing up completely.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. I guarantee you, if the price line hits, they drop a few $1 million a quarter, then they'll start to say, okay, the boycott is real. Let's hire a general manager and hire a player operations guy, and I'll just be the owner of the team. But nobody's going to do that. He's not going to do that, Harge.
Well, here's where the comedy show or the circus or the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bear, all of this stuff happens. Here's where it happened, and to the point that I was just like, I'm done. The headline reads, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones pitched to Mike McCarthy on having Jason Witten as the heir apparent, per one report.
What?
Now, look.
He gonna tell the man, I want you to play, I want you to coach for me, but I want you to groom the guy that's gonna take your place next year.
Going to take your place.
Get out of here, man.
It's like
the balls that it took for him to say that to that man to his face.
Listen, here's the thing. This is the thing that I always think about. You remember in Any Given Sunday when Dennis Quaid was supposed to be grooming Jamie Foxx?
Yeah.
And Dennis and his wife was like, no way, no how. Do you remember when Brett Favre was supposed to be grooming Aaron Rodgers? And he was like, I'm not doing that. Y'all got a guy that's supposed to be taking my job, and y'all want me to help him become this coach? No way, no how. So with all that being said, Jerry is now putting friendships and loyalties ahead of trying to win championships. He says all the right things. He's a great salesman. But the reality of the Dallas Cowboys has now gotten to the point that we have to be unified in our stance. We can't support the nonsense anymore. Because here's the thing that really is sticking to me right now. You had a guy named Dan Quinn who is now leading the Washington Commanders into the divisional round, a round that you have yet to see. And you let him walk and take all his staff, your staff with him, some of his players, and yet you're sitting here trying to figure out if you want to keep Mike McCarthy or not. Like
that shouldn't even be a thing.
It makes.
I mean, you look at what Dan Quinn did. He took the second players. He took only a couple of guys that was rotational starters. They didn't take the cream of the crop guys. He took the guys he know that he could put in position to do better, and they did. That is what Dallas is missing. Let's figure out how to use what we have. And they have not done it. They're not going to do it. Yeah, they're going to recruit well. They're going to draft well. Because they're drafting with borrowed money. They're drafting with between 18 and 30 every year.
Yep.
All you got to do is wait and see who slips and falls. I'm tired of waiting on see who slips and falls. Get somebody good, move up, go get somebody that's going to be a difference maker.
It's just one of those situations, Mark, that we have to figure out. Not we, but there has to be a way.
No, we're going to solve it.
So for somebody, for anybody,
take over the world.
Yeah, because it's getting to the point where it becomes very embarrassing to even think about all of this stuff. It becomes very embarrassing to be a part of a group of fans that are so blinded by the past that our future that train keeps looking at us, but it keeps going further and further away. It's not even coming to run us over. It is continuing to leave us because it's like, is it ever going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? My kids have never seen the Dallas Cowboys play for an NFC championship, let alone get into the divisional round. And people ask me all the time, why you let your kids be other like other teams? because they haven't seen the Cowboys win anything. Anything. And it gets to the point where it becomes very, very embarrassing.
Yep. That's where we are, in a state of embarrassment, because as a fanship nation, we won't stand up and say we're not going to take it no more. To force Jerry Jones out and get a real general manager to run the franchise.
I think if that were to happen, if that were to happen, if a general manager would truly take over this position, if they truly had a GM that understood the importance of growing this team and putting them in position to get wins, it would be something that would change lives, man.
Yeah.
It would change lives. I promise.
Hey, how about this, Harsh? How about building around what you got?
Well,
can we do
that? We have seen miracles happen. I just don't know if it's going to be in our lifetime for the future here. When we come back, we'll talk to Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. We'll get his take on the finish to the Texas Longhorns season and ask him about the women's basketball team as they continue their quest in the SEC right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Good news, that accident at Texas 45 toll eastbound at US 183 did get cleared out. Also, FM 973 at Hog Eye Road, that accident is gone as well. We do have a 6-minute delay on 290 eastbound from William Cannon to Mopac. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Electrical problems are a warning. Flickering lights, warm switches, bulbs burning out too soon, all need attention. I trust Abacus licensed electricians. Their years of experience make an electrical problem no problem. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Licensing details on abacusplumbing.net. See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, the credit card bill came and we're maxed out.
Great. Maxed out cards, rent is due, bills are piling up. We just need some extra cash to help us get by for a few weeks.
What my brother did. He went to billshappen.com and got $3,000 the next day.
With our bad credit, I don't think so.
Billshappen.com is different. They are one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
I'm sure there's a lot of paperwork.
Nope, my brother said it was easy. He did it right from his phone.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000 in minutes, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. Billshappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Great news. I went to billshappen.com, and we will have our money as soon as tomorrow.
Wow, that is fast.
If you need extra cash, go to billshappen.com. That's billshappen.com. Billshappen.com.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, Hims can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/radio. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services, Inc., underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hey, John, Mom told me you had a flood in your apartment.
Yeah, tons of my stuff is ruined.
You had renter's insurance, right?
No.
Just get the Smart Money app and get up to $40,000 of personal property coverage with policies starting at just $15 a month.
I could have saved so much money if I'd had coverage from Smart Money Insurance. I'm downloading the app now.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Hardball Harge here. No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails to an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails served over ice balls. Local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out an adventurous drink menu that is second to none. And don't forget about those 29-degree drafts. Whether it's the drinks, the food, or the scenic views, get into a Twin Peaks nearest you. Twin Peaks.
The Bills beat up the Broncos in Bo Nix's playoff debut. Buffalo has had questions on offense over the last couple of years, but they've finally gotten it right. Superstar quarterback now with a great run game, 2 great tight ends, nice wide receiver group. In an offensive league, the Bills are stacked. Buffalo has a Super Bowl roster and one that can take down Kansas City. I'm Colin Cowherd.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store and everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $175 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 2/1. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show. Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. only on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. I forgot Danny Davis, I believe, is on vacation this week after a long season. So Mark and I will continue these conversations. I'm done with the Jerry Jones conversation, but I do want to touch base on the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots have decided to bring back in, what's the name? Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel as the head coach of the New England Patriots. This after the one-hit wonder. I wouldn't even call him a one-hit wonder. Gerard Mayo, I didn't think it was a fair situation for him. I thought it was an awful situation for him to be placed in. But now Vrabel is getting an opportunity to lead a team that he played for, and here's his opening statement.
I would say that my involvement will be as it relates to game management and situational awareness. And where we are on the football field and trying to develop him as a leader of the offense. And when a quarterback, when they call the play, like you want to say, like everybody's going to believe that it's going to score a touchdown, like with that type of emphasis on how everything is going to operate. And, Drake is going to be his own person, but I'm going to give him some things that I feel like are necessary to help us win football games. We have to be a very efficient passing football team.
Yeah, and that is passing efficient. What does that mean? Short passes, quick behind the line, get the ball out in and out of the quarterback's hand. I don't know exactly what it is that's going to happen with this New England Patriots football team. I think Drake May is going to be a great quarterback in this league. I'm not going to put him in the Tom Brady. Nobody should be in Tom Brady's conversation ever. But I think Drake May is going to help this team quite a bit. I think he's going to be a special part of this team. But I think
they got to find out who's going to catch the ball.
Because
I watched the Patriots play several times this year. And it was like people dropped balls or didn't run the right route, and Drake left Drake May out to dry.
Right.
And he was a rookie. Imagine if he had a veteran wide receiver and some young guys that can catch the damn ball. How about that?
Yeah.
Or offensive line that can protect them a second longer. They got a lot of work to do.
They do have a lot of work to do, but I also believe that in this movement of coaches, right? In this movement of coaches and the fact that they are going to make some moves to bring in different people, right? Here's my question to you. And Khalil, I really want your take on this because you are a New England Patriot fan. Is it right to continue to bring in former Patriots when you are trying to change the way that this team is viewed? It's not Bill Belichick's team anymore. It's not. It does not need to be, quote unquote, the Patriot way. That was something that was built through Bill. But now it's a new team. It's a new leadership. It's a new organization. Does it need to be recycled New England Patriots coaches?
Yeah, Harge. I think it's more just about who the front office trusts when they're bringing into the coaching position. So bringing in ex-players that performed well on the field and exemplified that Patriots way off the field as well is probably someone that they're more likely going to trust down the road. I mean, this is what, take two, that we're trying to do this, but Vrabel has already proven himself for the Titans that he is a, good coach, and he's going to bring something different besides the OG Patriot way to this New England system.
Mark?
I don't think that he's going to do that, Harge, where he brings in Patriot coaches and players that played. I think the players that played at a high level for the Patriots are all old heads now. So they need to go out and he needs to have his own identity. I know Vrabel is a athlete guy. He's going to go get some athletes because he was a super athlete guy. Not only did he make bone-crushing tackles and deflect passes at linebacker, he caught touchdowns in Super Bowls at tight end. He wants versatile guys that can get the job done, who got the mentality and the ego to do it. If you've ever met him or seen him in person, statuesque. Like, that's who you want to be. 6'4", 6'5", 255 pounds, just twisted steel and sex appeal.
Oh
the dude, he wants those type of guys on his team.
But here's the deal, and I understand that. I understand exactly what you're saying, but there is conversation of them bringing back Josh McDaniels. There is conversation of them bringing in guys that were part of the Patriot way when they were winning. But don't we need to move on from that? Does it have to be? Because, again, they won championships, but their quarterback was Tom Brady. The leadership was Tom Brady. Yes, Belichick was the greatest coach ever in some eyes. I get that. But you have to be able to create your own culture. And I believe Vrabel is a guy that, to Khalil's point, he did a great job at Tennessee, but he didn't have a lot of those guys with him from New England. Why is it that Josh McDaniels seems to be the only guy that can coach the offense for the New England Patriots? Isn't he somebody that needs to move around as well?
I don't know if he's the guy that needs to be moved around. Harge, I'm looking at it like this. That's who he knows, one. And two, Josh McDaniels is pretty damn good at his job. And when you know what kind of offense you want to run to complement the defense, the style that you're going to play, which plays a big part in it. They want to bend, don't break, and blitz when necessary. That's the philosophy of Vrabel. You go and look at his style. His style is the same one that he played in as a player. So you want to get an offense that you hear what he said? Completions. They want to keep the ball rolling. They want to run the clock. They're not trying to create the most explosive offense in the NFL. They want the most consistent.
Well, you mentioned it just a little while ago. You talked about the personnel. There's not personnel for that type of team. Yes, they're going to have to go out and make some moves in free agency. They're going to have to really draft well.
Yeah, they got people that can't get.
But is he going to get a 1-year wonder, or is he going to get the grace? See, that's the difference right there. Why not let Jerome Mayo have that opportunity to build a roster in his likeness as opposed to letting Vrabel come in and build it in his? Crazy times in the NFL. When we come back, we'll hear from Rodney Terry as they get ready to go north of the Red River to have that rivalry renewed right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. The football Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Good news, that accident at Texas 45 toll eastbound at US 183 did get cleared out. Also, FM 973 at Hog-Eye Road, that accident is gone as well. We do have a 6-minute delay on 290 eastbound from William Cannon to Mopac. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex Fastmax All-in-One.
Fever, cough, congestion. Just one dose of Mucinex Fastmax All-in-One relieves up to 9 cold and flu symptoms, helping you get on with your day. It's comeback season. Use as directed.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. How does it work? Orchard gives you cash so you can buy the home and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then Orchard's experts take it from there. They handle the repairs of your old home, make price-boosting upgrades with no upfront costs. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first, and you can sell it later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with your new home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much it's worth? Visit orchard.com to get a free home valuation. That's orchard.com. And remember to tell them Hardball Hard sent you.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Nava with KView. Want to stay updated on the local stories that matter to you? Download KView Plus and get breaking news, weather updates, and newscasts on demand. Free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Start streaming today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Earl Campbell here for my good friends at Austin Shoe Hospital. Austin Shoe Hospital has been repairing my favorite boots and shoes for over 30 years. They are the best Western boot repair company in Texas and can repair any boot brand or style. Visit the master cobblers at Austin Shoe Hospital and they will bring all your shoes, boots, and bags back to life. If you're worried, they can repair it. Oh, yes, and hook 'em horns.
Visit AustinShoeHospital.com.
It's just like my car radio on my phone.
Adding presets is so much fun.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Seeing lyrics in the app is incredible.
It's so easy to use.
Nice job, iHeart.
Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing. Together, let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Your mom is outside in the car waiting.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit, postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
Get the Apple leasing advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin, Sports Radio 1300, the Zone, iHeart radio station, and your home for the horns. Back to Harsh and Henry in the morning
Just
kickoff.
like I said yesterday,
1300, the Zone.
watch your fucking mouth.
The morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Mike Harbaugh, Hards, world's strongest man, D. Mark Henry. And, of course, we've got our guy Khalil holding it down. And I wanted to get into this conversation because RT met with the media just the other day, and he wanted to talk about – we were asking questions about the injuries, and here is what he said on the update.
Tremont was back in practice today and had a really good practice for us today. So we look for him to be pretty much full tilt come Wednesday night. Warren did a great job with him yesterday in the recovery and rehabbing and all that good stuff. Kendall Weaver will not be available still. He's sustained an injury. It's going to take a little time to get him back, 100%. In regards to playing other young players, I do like the way our young guys are practicing and competing. So there's always an opportunity for guys that suit up and dress for us, on every game day. There's an opportunity, I think, at all times for all of our guys. We expect all of our guys to be ready to play.
And not only that, some of the other questions that were asked about practicing and everything else. But one of the biggest thing was Kendall Weaver is going to be out. And the big thing about Kendall was his leadership, and Coach Rodney Terry was asked about his leadership role, even though he's injured.
Yeah, Kendall's he's a big loss to our team. He's one of our toughest guys on the team. He's a guy that hangs his hat on making winning plays for us throughout the course of games. And plays with the chip on his shoulder, their entire time doing it. I've asked him to stay engaged with our team and see the game through a coach's lens right now, and try to help your players as you see the game through a coach's lens in terms of trying to help guys. 77 rebounds went out the door when Kendall's not playing for us. That's what he had to this point right now. And he's always one of those guys you can count on that can give you some really impactful and meaningful rebounds in key times. Who can emerge and do that for us right now at this time? I think we have a number of different guys that are more than capable of doing it. They've got to do it for us, though. Jason Kent has a great physical body. We need him to be a guy that rebounds the basketball for us and kind of takes up that slack a little bit. We need our big wings. We need Tremont Marks to rebound down for us, and we need Trey to come down and get some rebounds as well. So those guys, I think by committee, we know that we hold Art and Caden to pretty high levels of trying to rebound for us. A lot of times they're dealing with some of the better rebounders, so they're really trying to hold their block out so other guys have opportunity to come down and get rebounds. So our guards have got to come down and help us rebound.
And the guards definitely have to. That's one of the biggest things for me in basketball, especially when you don't have those particular bigs. The guards have to go rebound. Don't leak out. Everybody crashing the boards, quit standing on the perimeter, and go help. Everybody gets lazy in basketball now. And that's the difference in winning championships, and that's the difference in not advancing, period. You have to be able to play on all levels and making sure that you have everything covered. One last thing that was asked from Rodney that I wanted to touch on is the importance of being able to practice, especially when you have so many injuries. How do you alter your practices?
I know, Josh, you definitely have to run across your mind because you need your guys in games. I mean, obviously, we know we get better in practice, and I think our practice habits are our game habits, and we try to go hard every day in practice so we can go hard in games. I think there's certain things at certain times that like today, I want to do a loose ball drill, and Jason Kent, has a major risk, situation. Probably not going to be able to do that loose ball drill. I kind of wanted to do it, but I felt like we did a pretty good job of within the battle, being first to the floor the other day against a physical team. So I chose not to do that. We put the bubble up today, though, and we got to continue to try to fix what we have to fix in terms of our rebounding and having a physical mindset to make sure we hit first and try to hold our blockouts and have guys come down and rebound. So, you got to kind of pick and choose where you think you could try to continue to get better and things we need to fix. And that's an area that we know we need to fix and something we feel like collectively as a team and as a staff, we continue to work at it. We can continue to get better with it. We've gotten better. We've just played some really good teams that done a great job, going to that glass. Just like, we'll play another really good team in Oklahoma. This is probably Porter's best team at Oklahoma, and they do a great job attacking the glass as well. This whole league attacks the glass.
And that's what it's all about, Mark. This game will be played tonight on the SEC Network, 9 p.m. tip-off, folks. 9 p.m. Texas travels to Oklahoma.
Unbelievable, Harge. When I say that this league is more than advertised, it is more than advertised. Right now, overall in the SEC, the record is 155-20.
Yeah.
All teams.
Yep.
And all the teams combined have won 97 games and 2 home losses.
Yeah. And
like this league is
for us. I think both of those home losses are ours.
Might be.
It was. They lost to Auburn here and they lost to Tennessee.
So there's only 4 teams that don't have a win right now in the division, and that's Oklahoma, Texas, South Carolina, and Arkansas.
Yeah. It's unbelievable when you start to look at all of these games and all of these teams and what the expectation is coming into the season. We're going to talk about the basketball in the SEC coming up at the top of the next hour, because I think it's something that we need to really dive into when it comes to men's basketball. Obviously, we're going to talk women's basketball as well, but when you're watching these Texas men play tonight and they're playing against Oklahoma, and Coach Rodney Terry said it, this is Porter Moser's best team since he's been at the University of Oklahoma, and now Texas is making that trip to the Red River, and that game is at 9 p.m. Central Time. You can hear it right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. When we come back, we'll have these conversations and so much more in the second hour of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone. Hey, Texas, I want to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy and Hutto. At Covert Chevy and Hutto, they have the specials you are looking for. How about a 2024 Silverado 1500 for $15,000 off of MSRP, or a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $8,000 off of MSRP with no payments for 120 days. See dealer for details. The Coverts have been doing business since 1909, and they love being a part of the communities that they serve. Head on over to CovertChevyHutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy and Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Together, let's drive.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Have you played Pick Six from DraftKings yet? What are you waiting on? You better get on it now because the playoffs are still here and time is running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Play for better payouts at Pick Six. It's super easy to get started. Select two or more players. Choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Touchdowns, yardage, you get it. Pick Six is available in most states, including Missouri, California, Texas, Georgia, and more. And DraftKings is making it sweeter for first-time users. New Pick Six customers play $5, get $50 in Pick Six credits. DraftKings does fantasy sports like no one else. Download DraftKings Pick Six app now and use the promo code AM1300. That's AM1300 for new customers to play $5 and get $50 in Pick Six credits. Only at DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. One per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick Six credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at picksix.draftkings.com/promos.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The cleats have hit the field. Kickoff is here. Game day's arrived and Specs brings the cheers. Ice cold beers, team lifting spirits, cocktails in a can. Score 'em all and hear your fellow football fans chant, "You the man." And with Specs' largest selection and lowest prices, you can make every game day feel just as nice. Before the players start running their routes and schemes, run a route to Specs for your game day needs. Specs. Cheers to savings.
Second opinions.
You get them with your health.
So why not with your wealth?
Your stock market investments deserve a second opinion.
At Henyon & Walsh, it only takes a second
to schedule your free second opinion.
Go online and search for Henyon & Walsh, the second opinion people. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
From the Audiovisual Consultation Studio, this is KDET AM Austin, AM 1300 The Zone. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports, podcasts, and music.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Harge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone. Mike Hardball Harge, the world's strongest man and WWE Hall of Famer, the Mark Henry. Make sure you're tuning in at 8:34 for the world's strongest take, brought to you by the world's strongest man. In hour number 1, we've made the announcement. Well, Mookie made it yesterday. Michael Taft will be returning to the 40 acres and being able to take care of that Texas defense and being leader on that defense. Colin Simmons was named All-American this past week for his unbelievable season. We talked a lot about Jerry Jones and the problems in which he has of leading this Cowboy team, and we need to unite and not support the Cowboys. We also talked about Mike Vrabel being the new head coach of the New England Patriots, and is the Patriot way still the same now that all the particulars are gone? Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. We also brought up the rivalry of Texas versus OU and the expectations of the SEC. And Mark, let's get right into this SEC. There are 9 teams that are ranked in the top 25 in the SEC. 9 teams are ranked in the top 25. And those teams just happen to be Auburn, who Texas has already played, Alabama, who lost last night, as did Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas A&M, Texas lost to them, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Georgia. Georgia's back in the top 25 for the first time, and I can't even tell you how long. But last night, the number 21 ranked Ole Miss Rebels defeated Alabama Crimson Tide last night, 74-64. Man, let me just tell you something. Chris Beard has got that team going, and they're going to continue. I mean, if you look at their team, I heard them talking about it last night. They were talking about the scrappiness in which this team plays. Texas A&M got defeated by Kentucky last night. Number 11, Texas A&M got defeated by number 8, Kentucky, 81-69. Arkansas and LSU defeated Arkansas for their first conference win. And Arkansas, as you said, is another one of those teams that have not won in conference play. Missouri defeated the number 5 ranked Florida Gators yesterday, and Texas will take on the Gators on Saturday, and then they come back and play Missouri. That's right. Make sure you get your tickets to see the matchup between Texas and Missouri. Get online, buy up those tickets, get ready. We may be giving away a pair of tickets by the end of the week. We will let you know a little bit about that because Missouri is coming to the Moody Center, and we want to be able to pack the mood.
Yeah,
So,
got to
Mark,
be loud and be there early because I'm gonna tell you, Harge, like Missouri is 3-1 in the conference. Like they're an exciting brand of football. They run and gun it.
Yep. Yeah, and this is what I mean. You start looking at this run of games, right? So Texas now has played number 12, 13, which now is number 11. Texas A&M first to kick off the SEC. They played number 2, which is now number 1, Auburn, and lost 87-82. Then they played number 1 ranked Tennessee that Saturday, and they lost 74-70. Now they're on the road to play a winless SEC team in Oklahoma at home. It's a rivalry. You already know what's going to happen there. Then they go to Gainesville Saturday to take on Florida. That game will be at 3 p.m. tip. It will be on ESPN2. And then they're back home to play against Missouri, followed by, guess who? Texas A&M at home. So they will have 2 home games after this treacherous road trip. And, of course, then they go on the 29th. They will play against Ole Miss.
What a tough run, man.
What
a tough run. Just to survive this run is going to be a testament of the will of the team.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for you in this SEC, so you better come prepared. You better be locked in, and you better be disciplined enough to go up against these teams because all of these teams, everybody on this list is being looked at as a possible team that could win the national championship, and this is night in and night out.
Every night. Harge, can you imagine you got to go and face the most difficult competitor that you've ever faced, but you got to do it 8 times in a row. Like that's what Texas is looking at. The hardest competitor that they're going to face 8 times in a row.
Right.
Unreal.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it. It's crazy when you think about how this conference has been set up. And the fact of the matter is, you have to be locked in every single game. The coaches have to be locked in every single game. It's from top to bottom. It's from top to bottom. Speaking of coaches, Mick Cronin of the UCLA Bruins, they're struggling. And he had a rant the other day, and Jay Billis answered the rant against him just the other day. So Mick Cronin decided to say that his team has come up soft. They're not tough enough. Mind you, these are players that you recruited, Mick Cronin, and you called them lazy and you called them like they couldn't play. But I want you to hear Jay Billis eviscerate him, but in a calm, cool, and only the way Jay Billis could.
I didn't care for what Mick had to say after the loss to Michigan. Coaches like to talk about accountability a lot, and rightfully so. I mean, accountability is important in everything, but I don't think that's what accountability really looks like. That to me looked simply like blame. So I heard a lot of I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and nobody else is doing it. And I don't think that's true, but that's for him to decide, not me. But I didn't care for it. And oftentimes when I hear something like that, and it's not often, I think about what Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers says. And he says he loves coaches that resist the responsibility of coaching because they're easy to beat. And when you talk negatively about your players, what you're really doing is seeking comfort because your teaching is struggling. I get it. Like, coaches like to think they're more passionate and they're tougher than their players. But I happen to think this is true. Mick Cronin is not tougher than his players. When he was playing, he would not have gotten one loose ball, one rebound against the guys he's got now. That would not happen. I don't believe any of that, and I don't think it's productive. But if he had said the same thing in the confines of the locker room to his players, that's fine. When you do that publicly, I don't care for it. Maybe his players do. Maybe they'll respond positively to it. I don't think it's the right thing to do, but that's his decision, not mine. I'm just saying what I think of it.
Wow. Man. Hey, that was actually very profound, what Mike Tomlin said. And, Jay Billis has always been kind of the class of college football, college basketball. And to see him go to bat for the guys that he's not a coach. He's an announcer. For him to go to bat for those players, I think was honorable.
Well, the thing about Jay Billis is Jay Billis has been a guy that played the game. He was a high recruit. He knows what it looks like. He played at Duke. So he understands the student athlete, and he's always been a big fan of the student athlete to make sure that they have their rights appreciated. But for Mick Cronin to throw his team under the bus, as Jay said, you want to do that in the locker room, go ahead and do it. That's fine. But when you come out publicly and say some things like that, and your response is the same, it depends, man. This is a different day and time, man. You got to work. You got to work with these kids, man. You and I are fathers. We understand. We deal with coaches every single day. And every coach that we've ever talked to has to be able to communicate in a way that these players can relate. This ain't Bear Bryant days, man.
No, but sometimes you go off and it's warranted. People, they bring it out of you.
Absolutely.
But you have to be able to look at them in the face and say, look, I made some mistakes and maybe we need to start all over, but I apologize. Let's get this together. Because now he's there. He said it. It's out there. So you got to go from there. And I wonder if he's done that, and if he hasn't, when.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely something to pay attention to, because nowadays these coaches, these administrations are all about them dubs. And if you're not finding a way to get the dubs, even though you might have been that guy, that everybody was looking at, now your name has been thrown out there. Your coaching style has been challenged. Your ability to communicate with young people is definitely in the crosshairs right now.
Yeah.
Because everybody can find you now. Everybody can find you now.
Oh, yeah. They know you exist. And I love the shot that Jay took.
Yeah.
Like when he was a player, there's no way he could have got a loose ball against the guys he playing against.
Yeah, he let them know right off the rip what it is and what it's always going to be. When we come back, we're going to preview a little bit more of this Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs matchup. It's the game within the game. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there. And you hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now.
AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
Well, we still have that disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder on 183 northbound at Oak Knoll Drive. We also have a 6-minute delay, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School. And let's see, an 18-minute delay on 183 northbound from 130 to 71. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by ModernAdoptionPlans.org.
Each year, thousands of women and girls are at risk for an unplanned pregnancy. Some are worried about becoming a parent too soon. Modern adoption plans allow women and girls to choose what's important to them in an adoptive family. To learn more, go to modernadoptionplans.org.
Ready to roll into the new year with a brand new ride? Skip the hassle and hidden fees with the other guys. Get a real deal at Steele, Hyundai, and Kyle. Like $7,000 off MSRP on all 2024 Palisades, Sonata Limiteds, and Santa Cruz Limiteds. Steele's unparalleled lineup of vehicles are backed by America's Best Warranty with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and owner's assurance. SteeleHyundaiKyle.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers listen to, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
Hi, I'm Yvonne Nava with KView. Want to stay updated on the local stories that matter to you? Download KView Plus and get breaking news, weather updates, and newscasts on demand. Free on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Start streaming today. Now's the time to shop limited-time doorbuster deals during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Plus, save $100 on a DeWalt XR 20-volt Power Stack 5-amp-hour battery. Was $199, now $99. Get these can't-miss deals now before they're gone. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Doorbusters valid 113 through 115. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Have you played Pick Six from DraftKings yet? The playoffs are here and time's running out. As the official daily fantasy sports partner of the NFL, DraftKings does fantasy sports like nobody else. And DraftKings is making it even sweeter for first-timers. New Pick Six customers. Play $5, get $50 in Pick Six credits. Win more cash on Pick Six. Download the DraftKings Pick Six app. Use code Patrick. So code Patrick for new customers. Play $5, get $50 in Pick Six credits. Only on DraftKings Pick Six with the code Patrick. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 30 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. There's no waiting to sell your old place first. That sounds perfect, doesn't it? That's what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy your home and then move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle the repairs of your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists your home and sells it for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old one later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar on your new home with Orchard. Ready to find out how this all works? Visit orchard.com to get a free valuation. That's orchard.com. And remember to tell them Harbaugh Hard sent you.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
I want to get into this conversation, Mark Henry. Coming up next, we will have the world's strongest man bringing you the world's strongest take. As always, you know that you do not want to miss it. But I wanted to get into this conversation because this is a big, big matchup for the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. If you were leaning in one direction right now, Mark, before we get into the sound of this, which direction are you leaning?
I'm saying the Chiefs. Until they get beat, I'm not going to believe it.
Yeah,
this is winning season for them.
This is their time to shine. This is the moment that they have been built for. I saw a stat that Patrick Mahomes in divisional rounds has 14 touchdowns to 0 interceptions.
Wow.
During this time. And like you said, these are his moments in which he shows up. He's built for this. He's dialed in. And let's not forget, there's been so many conversations about the Chiefs. They're not as good. Remember, they were the team that they won 15 games this year without going over 30 points in a ball game. The other teams that didn't score 30 points in a ball game were like 2-15. But they found a way to get it done. Travis Kelce coming in out of shape, traveling all offseason with Taylor
concerts.
Yes, doing everything except football. You have Isaiah Pacheco get hurt during the season. Now he's back. Hollywood Brown hurt during the preseason. Didn't come back until a couple weeks ago. Xavier Worthy being drafted in the first round, still trying to find his way. Now he finds his way. You draft you get DeAndre Hopkins. And then who else? Oh, Juju Smith-Schuster is back. This is a team that no matter what it looks like, they find a way to get victories. They're an 8.5-point favorite. But one thing's for sure, when you look at this team, you have to lock in and you got to be ready to go. But Andy Reid also looks at the Texans and looks at their team speed, and he's a little worried about it.
What catches your eye most about Texans defense, especially how they contain Herbert?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that jumps out at you is speed. That front can run. We didn't have a chance to play against Zero last year, or last time we played him a couple of weeks back. And he's fast also as a linebacker, and he's kind of their main play caller there. So, but he can the speed of the D line, the linebackers just jump out at you, and they're real good. The hands of the secondary, those guys, they catch the ball. You don't see a lot of bobbles or drops for that. you're presenting it close, they can go up and snag it.
What catches you most? Your eye.
And they talked about the fact too, what he was mentioning was the last time that they played the Texans, they beat the Texans 27-19 on December the 21st. And Alzir Shahir was not able to play in the game because he was serving a suspension. What do you think about him being back in the middle for that defense?
Well, he's definitely going to give them an added safety blanket when it comes to coverage and tackling. Like, he's a tough guy. When he gets his hands on you, you go to the ground. So, you know, I think that's going to play well for the Texans defense. I was not thinking them to be an 8-point dog. You know, I'm 5 points, 4 points, but not 8. Houston's defense is too good.
That's a big number in there. And remember, that game that I was talking about was in 2019, where they had a 24, the Texans had a 24-0 lead, and they end up losing the game 51-31.
Wow.
That's how bad that game flipped in 2019. It flipped that bad, and that's when Bill O'Brien, that's when Deshaun Watson and all the craziness started to happen, or where it came to the forefront. But still, you can't 24-0 and lose that. I don't see that happening again. I think this Texans team is pretty solid, and Patrick Mahomes has taken notice of this Texans defense.
Yeah, I think what everybody kind of known. I mean, that defense is extremely real. They have a great quarterback and a great coach, and we knew when we played in this last time it was a hard-fought game, and they get after the quarterback really well. They have really good secondary players, and the linebackers fly around. So it'll be a great challenge for us, and we'll have to play our best football.
And they have to. They have to play their best football because this Houston Texans team is a solid football team. If CJ Stroud doesn't, I guess you could say, turn the ball over, doesn't put his team behind the chains, I think they're going to keep this game close, to your point, Mark. But there's
play calling is important, Harge.
Yeah, there's something
how they devise a scheme to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. And when you do get them to turn the ball over, whether on downs or interception, you have to score. You cannot beat them kicking field goals.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is, what is Joe Mixon going to do in this ball game? He to your point of ball control and being able to stop the football, but not only him, it's got to be CJ Stroud, and CJ has been talking about using his legs a lot more.
Yeah, you know, he's been talking to me about that for a long time, and I feel like I've been able to kind of do that this year. You know, throughout the year, I think I ran for like 60 yards against the Jets. It was like probably my career high, which I thought was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, it's not something I've ever been opposed of. It's just I think I'm elite at throwing the ball in the pocket, but I have been able to extend plays this year, and you know, I think that's a good thing for us. And when it's need be, you know, it's not something that I'm just looking for all the time, but definitely is something that I think could help us get an edge on the team. And yeah, I'm more than able and more than capable, and yeah.
That is the difference in the Houston Texans. When CJ can move around, extend plays, extend drives by using his legs, that is going to be the biggest question mark for the Kansas City Chiefs, and if they're going to be able to help keep them off the field.
I like the little giggle about him saying, man, that was cool. I ran 60 yards. You know, he's going to have to probably have 60 yards of rushing in this game if Joe Mixon don't show up. Joe Mixon has got to run like he did at the beginning of the season. I don't know if he took a hit and it was too much for him, but it's very obvious the last 5 or 6 games he's looked very like a shell of himself.
Well, he went for 100 just this past weekend and scored a big touchdown to pretty much seal the game this past week. But yeah, there's been some times Damian Pierce has actually been running the ball really well for them the last few games with his opportunities. They've had some guys step up in the clutch with Xavier Hutchinson played well in the wide receiver room. Still trying to figure out what's going to happen with some of these other guys. But I believe that CJ, Joe, and Nico Collins, as they go on offense, that is how this team is going to go. And the main thing is that offensive line has to keep C.J. Stroud upright. Excuse me.
Yeah, they do. And that's a one of the most understated things in playoff football is keeping your quarterback from getting dirty.
Yep. They have to keep him upright. And again, you look at Patrick Mahomes and what he's been able to do. People forget that Patrick, he's not a running quarterback. He's a
scrambler.
He's a scrambling quarterback that can definitely make some plays and see some things go through for his ball club. And again, he's one of those guys. Patrick Mahomes, if he scrambles, you have to hit him. You have to be able to hit him. He get close to the sideline, you might have to hit him because we all know that he'll cut it up when you think he's going out of bounds.
Yeah, take the penalty because like he's going to play that game with you. He gets to the sideline and tiptoes, and next thing you know, it's another 12 yards.
Yeah, and he'll lower his shoulder as well. So it is continuing to get closer and closer. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about the other ball games, and we'll start to dive into the LSU. I was just looking at something. We'll dive into the conversation of the national championship game. I know we haven't talked enough about Ohio State. We haven't talked enough about Notre Dame. I'm going to try to get Leonard Moore onto the show with us to talk about his son getting his opportunity to play in a national championship game and so much more. When we come back, you know what time it is. The world's strongest man bringing you the world's strongest take right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeartRadio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We still have that disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder on 183 northbound and Oak Knoll Drive, but we do have a 5-minute delay, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School, and we have a 17-minute delay, 620 northbound from Bee Cave Parkway down to 2222. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get their home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime.
Bigger than ever, the factory mattress year-end clearance is back. Act now. Buy one and get one free mattresses, plus free adjustable power bases with select mattresses. Factory Mattress ensures the best price and guarantees it. 0% financing for 6 years with any Tempur-Pedic or Stearns & Foster set. It's the year-end clearance event going on now at Factory Mattress.
My factory mattress.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, price lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Insurance sold by Smart Money Insurance Services, Inc., underwritten by various insurers. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Hello?
Hey, John, Mom told me you had a flood in your apartment?
Yeah, the pipes above me burst. Tons of my stuff is ruined.
You had renter's insurance, right?
No, never got around to it. Now I'm going to be out the cash to replace everything.
John, just get the Smart Money app and get renter's insurance in 60 seconds or less.
Wait, I could have gotten renter's insurance that covered all my stuff in less than a minute?
Yes, you can get up to $40,000 of personal property coverage with policies starting at just $15 a month. Plus, it comes with $100,000 of liability coverage.
$15? Oh man, I could have saved so much money if I'd had coverage from Smart Bunny Insurance. I'm downloading the app now.
Download the free Smart Bunny Insurance app and get your renter's coverage in less than a minute. Don't wait. Protect the stuff you love. Fast and easy.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Texas women's basketball season is here, and we can't wait to have you join us back at Moody's Center. Check out the number 4 ranked Longhorn women's basketball team as they tip off the 2024-2025 season, featuring a veteran roster including Rory Harmon, Madison Booker, and Layla Filia, who have all been named to the 2024-25 Naismith Trophy Women's College Basketball Player of the Year watch list. Single game tickets starting at $9. Visit TexasLonghorns.com for more. We can't wait to see you at the Moody's Center this season.
88 unread emails? Okay. New credit card? Delete. Congratulations, you've just won. Goodbye. COVID-19 news and delete. Wait, learn about treatment options for COVID-19. No and go. Okay, kind of catchy. Know that oral prescription treatment options are available for COVID-19 if you're at high risk. And go see your doctor if you experience symptoms or test positive. And forwarding that to mom.
Talk to your pharmacist or doctor if you or a loved one gets COVID-19. Know and go. Sponsored by Pfizer.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Some clouds today, high in the upper 50s to near 60. We'll be back to the mid 60s for a high tomorrow.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get USDA Choice Beef Boneless Chuck Roast for $4.97 per pound. Plus, get gallons of Lucerne milk and Lucerne shredded or sliced cheese for only $1.97 each. Visit Randalls.com or head in store for more deals.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. Join me and former NFL quarterback Matt Castle for our new podcast, Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle. Between us, we have over 17,500 passing yards, multiple New York Times bestsellers, and 1 Mirrorball trophy from Dancing with the Stars. So where else are you going to find a show with that much athleticism and football insight? Listen to Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart.
Open your free iHeart app and search Lots to Say with Bobby Bones and Matt Castle and start listening.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
You heard the beat drop, so that can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man, the Mark Henry, brings you the world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hard, you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the world's strongest take. Khalil, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. This whole take today is the not so fast, not so soon lineup for next season. University of Texas has lost some outstanding players, Bond and Golden. We're going to lose both tackles, the center, guard, a quarterback, pretty much the interior defensive line in Vernon has already been broadened, and Alfred Collins. But
Bill Norton.
But the cupboard is not bare. The cupboard is not bare. Ryan Wingo should be the star next year at wide receiver. Parker Livingstone is a tall, rangy wide receiver that I feel like is something that Texas need. Matthew Golden is gone, but Silas Bolin was an outstanding player, guys. Made a lot of plays. Aaron Butler, DeAndre Moore. And then you're looking at the second lineup of offensive linemen. Trevor Gooseby did a hell of a job.
Yep.
And Malik Agobo, this dude is a run blocker. When they recruited him, they talked about how superior he was in the run game. And now we have a lot of problems run blocking. So now you got a guy that he's going to have to get polished up on the pass blocking. But if they talk about you as a road grader, then that's something Texas definitely needs. And Nito Unguzele and Jalen Chapman, and Kibble. Like there's a lot of guys. And Brandon Baker has got a mean streak in him. He got a little playing time here and there. And whenever he did, it was always referees were going to him going, hey, stop it. I love it. Give me 2 of those. Don't think for 1 second that it ends on offense. You know, the defense, Alex January, I think, is going to have a breakout. Along with Justice Finkley he left.
He went to Kansas.
LaFau is going to be LaFau, followed by Anthony Hill. Like, this team has a lot of talent. And Michael Taft coming back is the headliner, guys. He's going to be able to line all these guys up. And don't forget, Texas had a really outstanding recruiting class. Jonah Williams is going to start. You don't see they comparing this dude to Sean
Taylor.
Sean Taylor that played with Miami. Same measurables: 6'4", 220, 4.40, mean streak, and actually said a lot of people say he can play offense as well. Jamie French, a speedy wide receiver. Michael Terry, an athlete that can not only play wide receiver, but tight end. Dakarian Moore. So, and offensive lineman, Michael, and now I'm gonna turn into Harge. I'm a
What? Wait, what? You gonna turn into me? Yeah, I'm like, what
Michael
that mean?
Fuzzuzi. That dude right there, he could possibly start. Like, these are All-American, high school All-Americans that are outstanding players. Do not think that Texas is down. We are up. Ask the number 1 guy, Arch Manning. Harge, what say you?
Well, you also forgot to talk about Derek Williams being back in the secondary as well. Somebody that I'm very, very high on. He's done some amazing things. We got Jelani McDonald, who's done well. Jordan Johnson. Yeah, you know what? Kobe Black as well on the defensive side. You didn't bring up Ethan Burke or Colton Vasek as well, but you got Colin Simmons that are going to be there. Trey Moore still has some eligibility left, so we'll see what ends up happening with him. On the offensive side, the line is going to be the biggest part that needs to be taken care of. Connor Robinson moving in to play center, to be that leader. And then you have, as you said, Trevor Goolsby, who's a superstar just waiting to happen.
Just waiting.
He can play left tackle. He can play right tackle. And that all depends on what happens with Brandon Baker and what's next for him. The one thing that I continue to truly understand, I'm really, really shocked that you didn't mention Ryan Niblett's name. I'm like shocked that you didn't mention number 21.
My favorite guy.
Yeah, your guy that you kept thinking was going to be that one that take it over the top. I'm shocked you didn't mention your
Listen,
guy.
I was hoping that he wouldn't leave. Like, he on my prayer list. Please, Ryan, don't leave.
You don't want your running back to leave, dog.
No, and they put him at running back, but he's really a wide receiver.
Yes, he is.
But to have a guy like Deebo Samuel that could do both is very valuable. Very valuable.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. And I know it on the surface, it looks a little different when you're watching this team and truly trying to figure out what's next. I know everybody's looking at the Arch Manning conversation and believing that this is the savior of all saviors. Pump your brakes, folks. Pump your brakes on that. Because every quarterback that has ever played at this university, I was thinking about this yesterday. And one of the biggest names that nobody ever talks about is Chance Mock. Chance Monk was a 5-star quarterback that happened to be at the University of Texas in one of the best quarterback rooms that people continue to not talk about. You had Major Applewhite, you had Vince Young, not Major Applewhite, I'm sorry. You had Chance Monk, you had Vince Young, you had Colt McCoy, all in the same room. And people forget that Chance bailed out Vince in a lot of games. And that is why this quarterback position is going to have some struggle. And that is why that depth that you just mentioned is so important. Another great take by the world's strongest man. A lot of players will get those opportunities. When we come back, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. But we're going to talk a little women's basketball right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's the Craig Way Show.
If Jerry Jones does care as much about his fans as he says, try to make some moves that might at least appeal to them a little more than a lot of the moves you made. In other words, like a real personnel person, real general manager. Make Will McClay the real general manager.
Voice of the Texas Longhorns and Hall of Fame broadcaster. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone.
Listen to the Bama Brown Experience on the free iHeart Radio app or at BamaBrownPodcast.com.
We still have that disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder on 183 northbound and Oak Knoll Drive, but we do have a 5-minute delay, 290 eastbound from I-35 down to Manor Middle School, and we have a 17-minute delay, 620 northbound from BK Parkway down to 2222. I'm Alan Craig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
Need an AC company you can count on? Call Abacus. From tune-ups to repairs and the latest indoor air quality solutions, Abacus can do it all. Get free second opinions and the best warranties on Linux.
Online at abacusplumbing.com. License TACLB 824AAE.
There's no better place to buy your new Chevy than Henna Chevrolet. Right now, we have the biggest discounts in the last 5 years. Plus, 0 for 60 months is available on a large selection of vehicles. As an Austin original since 1936, Henna Chevrolet has been treating customers right and saving them some serious money. For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See taxslayer.com for eligibility.
It's better over here. If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
Not thinking about radio? Think again. Because more people are listening to the radio on iHeart today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeart Broadcast Radio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, social, any other media, even twice as many teens than TikTok. Think radio can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, podcasting, and radio. Call 844-844-iHeart to get started. That's 844-844-iHeart.
I love my presets.
This is the best app for radio. Look at how cool this looks.
It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Wow. It's got my favorite thing.
Lyrics.
Find out what everyone is talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Not all products are available in all 50 states. Compounded products are not FDA approved nor verified for safety, efficacy, or quality. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. See website for full details.
Why try Hims for weight loss? If you're interested in personalized prescription options, including Ozempic, Wegovy, oral medications, and compounded GLP-1 injections, and the support to see real results, you might like it. Why try Hims to regrow hair? If a range of treatment options made with clinically proven ingredients like minoxidil and finasteride for thicker, fuller hair in 3 to 6 months sound good, you might like it. Why try Hims for ED? If you've been looking for access to doctor-trusted treatments like Viagra, Cialis, and their more affordable generic counterparts, you and your partner might like it. The Hims process is simple, 100% online, and treatments are shipped free to your door in discreet packaging if prescribed. What's not to like? To save big on weight loss, hair loss, and ED solutions, get started today at Hims.com. That's Hims.com.
Hey, Texas, I want to talk about the wonderful folks over at Covert Chevy in Hutto. At Covert Chevy in Hutto, they have the specials you are looking for. How about a 2024 Silverado 1500 for $15,000 off of MSRP, or a 2024 Chevy Tahoe for $8,000 off of MSRP with no payments for 120 days. See dealer for details. The Coverts have been doing business since 1909, and they love being a part of the communities that they serve. Head on over to covertchevyhutto.com or swing by 1200 US 79 in Hutto, Texas. Covert Chevy in Hutto, where tradition meets the open road. Together, let's drive.
Score big with Specs Game Day Ready Sale. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
What another great show. A lot to get into, a lot to get covered. We pretty much covered every single thing that you could possibly cover in one show. We've talked a lot about the Texas Longhorns. 16 players have decided to enter the NFL draft, whether it was eligibility issues or just the fact that they were ready to leave and had that opportunity to do so. We also found out that Mookie Taft, Michael Taft, will be back on the 40 acres with a chance with some unfinished business. Tonight, the Texas men are on the road to play in the rivalry game. 9 o'clock tip-off right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. You can hear Craig Way and Eddie Orn. And by the way, the Texas basketball team will be at home next week as they get ready to take on the Missouri Tigers. Make sure you get over and get your tickets. That game will be played on the 21st. The game will also feature everyone's favorite halftime performer. That's right, Red Panda will be in the house. And if you're a student, you can get there early and get the first 1,200 students will receive a Corral t-shirt, a Jordan Pope, 1,000-point trading card, as well as Raising Canes while supplies will last. Also, they will be playing the Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. That Saturday, January the 25th, halftime show from Roberto the Magnificent, as well as the Cotton Holdings Lone Star Showdown Trophy will be on the concourse. First 1,000 fans will receive a 1,000-point trading card from Water, and as well as a Whataburger Honey Biscuit. That's right, while supplies last.
I'll meet you there.
I know you will. I know you always looking for that food, dog. I know you always looking for that food.
If it's free, I'll take 3.
You got to be a student, though. Got to be a student. Yeah, you're out of there on that one. You might have some eligibility left.
I left out a couple of people that I feel like were kind of snubs. And Trey Owens and Ty Anthony Smith are going to be major contributors next year.
Yeah. We'll Ty Anthony for sure. I don't know about Trey yet. It just all depends on what's happening with Arch Manning. You saw that didn't rotate a lot of people.
Arch is going to have some struggles. Don't think that he's going to come here and walk on water.
Well, a lot of people do believe that, Mark.
I know they do. not the way football is played.
For sure. I want to talk about this, though. The Texas women's basketball team had a struggle against South Carolina. As we talked about yesterday, they missed a bunch of bunnies. They took a lot of shots, but they missed a lot of shots. But I want you to hear Kyla Oldacre talk about playing basketball and what has happened to her. And I want to get your thoughts on this. Corey Mose was the one who asked this question.
Vic was just telling us he's about this close from going off about supporting you, and yeah, you already know what I'm about to say. So, do you kind of feel like do you have the same sentiment? Do you feel that way when you're playing on the court, that you may be getting officiated a little bit differently than people on the court?
100%. Since I've taken basketball seriously, I went to AU. That's when I got a not so much warm welcome, and I realized, they automatically gave me the shot rule. They could hit when you do anything and not get, a foul call. But if I do something such as just poke my defender or my opponent, I get a foul.
Kyla's, she's a big girl. She's physical. I don't think she's outside the rules. But how she's being treated is really, it's concerning.
Did you get any technicals in high school or AAU out of that frustration, Kyla?
Yes, one time at AAU, I was playing at the Paper Center. A girl bit me, so I did punch her because, yes, basketball's a contact sport, but you're putting your mouth on my hand. I don't like that.
So had you ever been bit before on the basketball court?
Yes, many times.
Many times?
Especially in AAU, many times in AAU.
Wow.
Gee.
Only one time so far here at Texas. Miami, I got bit twice. But yeah.
What?
Did she say bit?
Bit. Bite. Bit bite.
What in the Sam Hill of beans is going on?
Yeah, man.
What would drive you to have to bite somebody as you're posting them up, Harge? I'm gonna bite them.
I have no idea how that has happened. I have no idea why that has happened. And for her to say it's happened multiple times.
Twice when they played Miami last. Now I want to go back and watch the Miami game.
I just don't get it. I don't understand, but I do understand her reasoning behind some of the things that has happened to her because she is a physical basketball player. She's a big girl.
Yeah, hard. People take off 3 steps away and run into her, and they don't say nothing.
Exactly.
That's what Coach was talking about.
Yeah, and I think that's why if you've watched this Texas women's basketball team, you've seen it happen. You've seen her not be able to get calls for whatever reason, which still kind of makes me upset because she's really good at what she does.
Yeah.
She's
not only is she good at what she does,
yes,
she's consistent.
Very much so.
She's the one that you wanna post her up and get her the ball and make people foul her.
Yep.
And so it's expected, but not at the level that they're doing it. People are hacking her like they used to hack Shaq.
And that is why she says she's getting that kind of treatment when she goes into the game, because when she comes in, she's a physical presence and people are not, treating her as such. It's not her fault that she can move around with the ability to score around the basket and others cannot be able to guard her. That is crap. That is bad. And that is why I'm glad Corey said it, because Vic, I can see it on the sideline. He was losing his mind the other day.
Oh, yeah.
He was so angry about it because of the fact that there is seems to be a discrepancy in the way some of these games are being called. Hell, I see it in high school games every single week. How the officiating is very, very inconsistent. Or should I say it's been consistent on one side, to say the least. And I see it when Vic talks about it, talks about his women's team. It continues to happen. And man, oh man, he's gonna fight for his players, and he always have. I want to thank Khalil for holding it down. I want to thank Mark Henry for doing this thing, and I want to thank you, the people, for always being there. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Have a great day. Peace.